Picture this. You've been showing up. You've been present. You've been giving your time, your attention, your energy. And you believe, deep down, that the more you give, the more she'll see your value. The more consistent you are, the more she'll open up. The more you chase, the closer she'll feel. But one night, you stop chasing. Maybe intentionally, maybe from exhaustion. And then you notice it. A sudden shift. A silence. A strange gravity pulling everything into place. My friend, what I'm about to tell you is the truth most men spend years avoiding. Sometimes the moment you stop chasing is the moment you finally see her real intentions.
Here's the part nobody tells you. The human brain isn't wired for constant certainty. We are drawn, biologically, to the unpredictable. Not because of logic, but because of dopamine. Dopamine doesn't spike from more. It spikes from maybe. When your attention becomes predictable, the brain registers it as background noise. When your presence becomes a guarantee, the emotional system relaxes and stops chasing reward. This isn't gender specific. It's human neurology. Variable reward systems. Uncertainty. The biological imperative of selective attention. And when you stop chasing, something ancient wakes up in the dynamic between you.
When you pull back, 3 psychological mechanisms activate. 1. The scarcity response. Your absence creates space. Space creates curiosity. Curiosity creates emotional gravity. 2. The self-concept check. She subconsciously asks, why did his energy shift? Was I valuing him less than I thought? Did I assume he would always be there? Humans reassess what they lose access to. 3. The detachment reset. Your brain chemistry stabilizes. The anxiety quiets. The emotional fog clears. And suddenly, you see the situation for what it really was. This is where men whisper the line they never thought they'd say. Damn, I was chasing nothing. There were clues. There are always clues. Example 1. You text first. Almost every time. When you don't, the silence stretches. Example 2. She's warm when you're distant. Cold when you're attentive. Example 3. Plans? She's busy. But posting on social media? Plenty of time. Example 4. She replies instantly only when you pull your energy away. Example 5. You feel anxious when she goes quiet, but she feels nothing. 2 case studies. Case study A, Daniel. Daniel spent months initiating every conversation. He finally stepped back, exhausted. 2 days later, she sent a long message. Is everything okay? You seem distant. The moment he stopped chasing, she noticed. Case study B, Ezra. Ezra kept trying to win her over. Gifts, support, compliments. When he stopped chasing, nothing happened. No message, no reaction. And that silence told him everything. Your clarity comes not from her words, but from what she does when you stop doing everything. Let's address the unspoken enemy, the world you're living in. Modern platforms inflate everyone's sense of options. Social media feeds validation addiction. Dating apps make emotional attention feel disposable.
Culture tells men to try harder, prove your worth, and never stop pursuing. But nobody tells men the psychological cost of constant pursuit. Nobody tells men that chasing destroys polarity. Nobody tells men that the world conditions them to work for attention, while conditioning others to expect it endlessly. This isn't about blaming women. It's about exposing the system that confuses men into thinking effort equals desire.
There's a breaking point. A moment when your emotional fuel tank hits zero. When you look at yourself and realize, I'm not being chosen, I'm just being available. The destruction isn't her leaving. It's the version of you that vanished in the process. The man who traded self-respect for attention. The man who was chasing because he was afraid to lose possibility. My brother, that collapse is your awakening.
Here it is.
The part men don't want to hear. Chasing doesn't build connection. It builds imbalance. Your attention didn't scare her. It numbed her. Your consistency didn't win her heart. It made you predictable. It was never about effort. It was about energy, presence, gravity, self-respect. These are the silent currencies of attraction.
So what do?
1. Pull back. Not to manipulate, but to observe. Let the dynamic breathe. Let the truth surface. 2. Rebuild emotional sovereignty. Focus on mission, discipline, time, self-respect. 3. Become unavailable to inconsistency. Not because you're cold, but because you're no longer for sale. 4. Adopt the stoic presence. Calm, non-reactive, patient. If she gravitates back, good. She sees your value. If she disappears, even better. You avoided the slow death of chasing someone who never intended to meet you halfway. My friend, sometimes the most powerful move a man can make is simply walking in a different direction.